What is going on, peeps? All right, so look at as I'm reviewing the articles that I'm going to do for the Iraqi dinar. One of the articles in there caught my attention and warranted a different video instead. So, a lot of times people say, well, these experts say this, these experts say that. You have to be very careful about what these so called experts say. Often, they have more of their clients' interests at heart than your own. And so, when you see people from Wall Street come on and they do interviews saying, oh no, invest in these stocks. Don't worry about gold and silver, the whole 9 yards. Those are the people you need to watch out for. Listen to real, true professionals like Lynette Zhang. I will leave a link to her YouTube videos because she is, like I said, if you're in Pimpy University, then there are two professionals that I would consider as my professors when it comes to teaching in my College of Knowledge. All right. Chico Crypto is one that I tell people you should really listen to when it comes to cryptocurrencies because he is really, really good at breaking things down and also covering all the good, the bad, the ugly when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And now, when it comes to the good, the bad, the ugly, and the economy, Lynette Zhang and ITM Trading does a great job of breaking it down as well. Now, I understand there are other people out there who have their own favorites, but I'm just making those two as my suggestions. If I owned a university, and I would call it Pimpy University, and those people would allow me to, I would hire them both to teach about those subject matters. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. We're looking at gold, okay, because something very interesting popped up in an article. Just a quick reminder, it's really quick, you guys. I have Pimpy's investment chat already 4,800 members and continues to grow at a really, really fast pace. Okay, so I will leave a link in here. We cover everything from gold and silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign X currencies. Okay. Also, I have one other group you guys seem to love a lot. As you can see, more and more people continue to join. It's called the Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. So if you're into those types of conspiracy things like 9/11, false flag operations, chemtrails, the whole 9 yards, you will want to come and join in here because they do talk about Nasera and Jacera as well as in both groups. But I will leave a link for this group as well and encourage you guys to come and join us. It is free to do so. Okay. Okay. Real quick, when looking at gold prices right now, they just barely dropped, but they've been hanging around the 1,700 level for quite some time. And if you look at silver, it's up around the $17 level. And both of them have been teetering there for a little while, but make no doubt about it, they're about to explode in value. Both gold and silver are dramatically, their value has been dramatically suppressed. Everybody knows that they're really super undervalued. So if ever a time to buy gold and silver, now is the time. Now people always ask me, Pimpy, which do you prefer? Well, here's the thing. I've done many videos saying that usually what happens is, and I want to make this point real quick too, and that is this. See, gold and silver is usually, the purpose of it is to protect your wealth. You store this physically in your house. Don't buy ETFs. Don't buy paper gold and silver. What you want to buy is physical gold and silver and have it in your possession. Because if you don't have it in possession, then you don't actually own it. Trust me when I tell you that. Okay, so keep it somewhere in your house safe. Keep it hidden away. And, it's meant to protect your wealth. Now, once in a generation and a half, maybe every 2 generations, we have an opportunity to actually get rich off of owning gold and silver. Due to the current conditions of our economy around the world, gold and silver prices are being dramatically kept down. So now is a chance for you guys to actually own gold and silver with a high probability of getting rich off it. And I say that because I have to be cautious about how I use my words. Now, I am storing up on my own physically gold and silver, okay? But people say, which one do you prefer? Well, it's shown that in the past, gold will usually go somewhere between 5 to 7.5 times its value whenever these once-in-a-lifetime events happen for us. Okay? But silver will usually outperform gold. It'll usually go up somewhere around 100 to 150 times its current value whenever you run into a financial crisis. Now, you could buy silver really cheap right now. $17 is drastically undervalued, just like gold is. All right, gold is more beautiful. It has that shine to it. It looks great. But to me, so does silver. Now, I'm attracted to silver. I like it. But the fact that I know that it's outperformed gold in every serious crisis means I will get more bang for my buck, if you get my drift. So I buy a lot of silver myself. And I keep getting questions in my chat asking me, suggestions on buying gold and silver. Please go watch my videos. I've posted a few of them on the approach or a plan to buy gold and silver. Okay. So anyways, I bring that up because as I'm going through my Iraqi news, this is very interesting to me because American banks offer gold advice. Okay. Some Wall Street giants and American banks are concerned about the extent of the American economy being affected by the coronavirus as they fear the future of the U.S. economy in the short term. No, it ain't short term. They're not fearing it in the short term. They know that we are most likely heading for a depression. That is not short term. Short term is if you could go 3-6 months. That's short term. Whatever's coming is long term. And I've been preaching about this for a long time. Okay? Giant U.S. banks such as J.P. Morgan, by the way, people don't know this, J.P. Morgan owns more silver than the entire world. They own most of the silver. They have been manipulating the market on silver prices. So they just got busted again for their 5th time for holding down silver prices. Okay? So Jamie Dimon is the one who runs J.P. Morgan. And in case you're going, wait, why does that name sound familiar? That's the same guy that's been committing all these frauds and crimes as the CEO of J.P. Morgan. That's the same guy that Joe Biden wants to appoint to be his treasurer. A guy who commits crimes, which is not unusual because that's Democrats for you. Okay, so giants such as J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs are advising their clients to invest in gold instead of the dollars, according to the article published by the Novosti Agency. Okay, so, and I'll get into this, the same thing when I do my dinar videos, and that is this. When they start telling you to buy precious metals, and that's what they're advising. You notice they don't come straight out and tell people to do it. They tell their investors to do it. They don't share this information with the public. They go out and tell the public, don't worry about it. You should invest in it. But they turn around and they tell investors to invest in it. So we got to watch what Wall Street is doing. If they're telling their investors and they're concerned about what's getting ready to happen, then you should be heeding the same warning. And you should be storing up on gold and silver. All right. So for those of you who, just a quick run by. So if you're interested in gold and silver, I highly recommend you try Googling your local gold and silver coin dealers. All right. They will have gold and silver coins as well as bars or what we call rounds. Okay. So just call them up and ask them if they have any gold and silver rounds. Now, the reason why I say buy local first is because if you buy them over the internet, they usually charge a much higher premium. You're paying somewhere like $2 to $3 higher than what the actual value of the metal is. And in gold, in some cases, $25 higher than what the actual metal is, okay? But if you go to your local gold and coin dealers, sometimes you can get them to sell it at spot. Spot is what the actual value is. Or they might charge maybe $1 above spot for silver and maybe $5 above spot for gold, okay? So I highly recommend you go that direction first. If that doesn't work, then I go to APMEX. Okay, that's where I buy all mine. They are a little bit more costlier than the rest of the people, but not by much. But they are one of the world's, if not the world's largest dealer in gold and silver coins. APMEX. See this? You just go here, gold, buy bars or rounds. Silver, buy bars and rounds. You can get into the fancy coins later on, but at first, if you haven't started stacking gold and silver, I recommend you just buy the bars for now. Okay, so J.P. Morgan believes the unprecedented monetary and fiscal policy measures around the world may weaken the economic growth in the long run. You notice how they said short term, and now they're saying in the long run. And depreciate the currency, thus supporting the value of gold. Once people start losing faith in the dollar, they're going to rush, and I mean like a rush, to gold and silver. You're going to see the value of gold and silver shoot up big time. It's just going to take off like a rocket. I could just tell you this right now. If gold gets closer to $1,900, nothing's going to hold it back at all. And they've been trying to suppress this. You can see it goes up and down. And they're trying really hard to suppress this in the market as they continue to hoard up as much of it as possible. You need to start doing your own hoarding right now. As soon as that sucker even gets near 1,800, you're going to start seeing a small panic. And they're going to try to do what they can to drive it down. Once that sucker hits 1,900, nothing is going to stop it. You're going to see a huge rush on investments. So no, don't go buy ETFs, although buying mining stocks might not be too bad. But I say physically own your gold and silver for now, and then you're going to see the value of miner stocks go up as well. Okay, but yeah, definitely you want to hold it yourself. In 1764, look, you know what? Paying $22 an ounce is still worth it. Okay, just throwing it out there. Okay, so anyways, bank experts point out that the effect of this will be seen in the anticipation of the Japanese yen or gold instead of the dollar. We're already seeing this now. We know that China is wanting to push everybody into the gold standard. We know this. I don't know if you've ever saw this gold graph by the BRICS nations. Okay, so let me see if I can find this super quick here while I'm telling you. Look, oh, here you go. So I'm going to save this over here real quick, and then I'm going to show you something because it's important. You people, this is why I started paying attention to gold and silver when I saw this chart, okay? So if you look at the chart, super quick here, I'm going to show you something. So back in 2000, the BRICS nations, BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, I think S now is Spain. I could be wrong. You guys will definitely let me know. Anyways, look how they started buying and gobbling up. China owns the most. The red is China. This is India for the most part. Okay? But look how much gold they have all been buying. Now, this only goes up to about up to 2016 right here. Look at this. They are heading for the gold standard. Make no doubt about it. They know the world is heading that way. Absolutely is. Look at this. Look how much gold they have been buying up off the market. You should be doing the same thing. Watch what they do. Okay? They have this economy crashing. This isn't an oops event. This is a planned event. Make no doubt about it. Okay? So, early in the month, Goldman Sachs warned a new downturn in the U.S. stock market. Well, it's going to rebound. It's going to be a false rebound. I'm going to be cheering it along and telling people there are some opportunities with gold and silver as well as cryptocurrencies. There are some stocks I told you guys to buy short term. Don't hold on to them long term. The chief strategist at the American Bank wrote in a review that the monetary support measures that were taken last month to face the repercussions of the corona pandemic prevented a financial crisis, but the recovery of the American economy will take a long time. Okay? He's pointing out that not that the precious metals had suddenly become more attractive, but against the backdrop of unprecedented measures to stimulate the global economy to face the repercussions of the Rona and conditions of the geopolitical turmoil, it seems that gold, in the opinion of the bank, is less vulnerable to fluctuations than the green paper, the dollar bills. So yeah, I mean it's risen. Look at that. It was around $1,550, and it's now up to $1,700. All right, you guys. I can't stress this enough. If you're not doing it already, you need to do so. I say set a goal. That's what I did. My goal was to get to 1,000 ounces of silver and 20 ounces of gold. Right now, I'm buying more silver. Once I achieve my goals, then I could go back to the other areas that I have diversified and try to figure out which one I want to add more to. Right now, I'm adding more to this silver stacking. I highly recommend you do the same, okay? It's just my opinion that I'm sharing with you. But if you're seeing Wall Street telling their clients and not telling the public to start investing in gold, then you should be doing the same thing, okay?